Coming in here on your own as not Abz from 5, as Abz, how does it feel, obviously, being in here, and how do you feel that you've been able to portray yourself?
I'm surprised to have even been considered for this show because I don't have anything to offer in the sense of my wild personality or my crazy antics like the rest of the guys. They've got some huge personalities in here and charisma. And that's what I'm most grateful for, Rylan, is like to be considered for this and to be here. Just appreciation. I've had my rock and roll and my wild days. They're kind of out of my life now, and I'm just more about just wholesome and just being truthful to myself. And what I'm about now is just, I'm sure you've seen me watering flowers and feeding my pet spider. It's pretty just back to nature again, and that's what I'm gonna be. I don't feel any obligation to fill any void and be drinking and be loud and wild. I mean, that's just not me, and that's all there is to it, really.
There's not enough booze.
There's not enough to go around.
You drink the bread bits.
Sort this out later. Courtney, obviously with yourself, you have shot into the limelight.
I'm a prime example for, you know,
You
for that,
really are. I mean, you've shot into the limelight as, not my words, as a general consensus, the young girl that's married the older rich guy.
Teen bride, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's what you've shot into the public eye for, and that is the reason why you was cast in this household.
Right.
How do you feel that that has affected your life?
I didn't get married, you know, to become a celebrity. You know, I simply got married and then I was thrusted into the spotlight like overnight. So I wasn't asking for it. It wasn't something that I, you know, was premeditating or planning or, you know, thinking what that was going to happen. But you know, I'm taking each step at a time, and you know, I'm a prime example for that. I'm just famous for being married. You know.
I was once.
Do you resent that though?
No, I don't.
Do you wish that you didn't have the fame?
No, because you know, I look at it as a blessing that people want to take my picture, and you know, people want me on the show and want to keep me in. You know, I look at that as all as a blessing.
The public, obviously, again, not our opinion. The public's opinion of you before you went in the house was that boy off Wogan,
exactly.
blah, blah, blah,
yes.
as you're well used to.
Yes.
You've now come in here as a woman, as yourself, as the real Lauren.
Yes.
How do you want to be walking out of this house? What perception would you like the public to have of you?
Just as somebody who's been honest to themselves, who's acted who's shown who they really are, who loves everybody, who doesn't see bad in anybody, and who's placid, and who's found their centre, like Abz said, you know. I took a long time to find who I am, but now I have, and now I'm very happy, and me and Abz get on very, very well.
And that brings us all now onto our last talking point of the show, and that is 18 days in to the show now. We're 4 days away from the final. Are all housemates being honest with each other?
I think we're being as honest as we can after 18 days. I think some of us are more honest, or it could be classed as brutal, but I think there has been certain times that even people who are more forthcoming do take a step back and consider that how long we've been in here and how much pressure everyone can be under and how different it is in here to the outside world, how a day seems like a month, because I'm sure when people watch on the outside, they must think, what are they moaning about, sitting in the garden sunbathing? But it is sometimes the lack of stimulus and the just being together all the time with people that you don't know and taking on everybody's own pressures, that I think we have all been as honest as we can.